I'm Bailey Bates, and here are your headlines from Central Texas. There was a new concerning uptick in livestock theft, and it's targeting rural areas in southern Bell County. Our Sydney Walker has more from law enforcement on what they're calling an active black market for meat and tips on how to keep your cattle safe.
It started as a routine traffic stop here in Florence at the intersection of 195 and 487. It was for a trailer with their lights not on. But what officers found inside were 3 steers with their throats slit. 3 steer are just the latest losses in a rising issue.
I was 15 years as a meat producer, processor.
Bell County Constable Chris Bazar has experience. He believes the alleged cattle thieves had plans.
You know what you're doing, and you can lure animals to a fence like that, and you're tooled for it, as these individuals were. You can be in and out in less than 5 minutes.
Bazar said Williamson County and Bell County Sheriff's offices are investigating, along with rangers from the Texas and Southwestern Cattle Raisers Association.
It's definitely on the uptick, and it has been for a while.
A growing concern across the state.
Those 3 steers probably worth over $2,000 a piece, so that's $7,000 in that trailer.
Commissioner Sid Miller with the Texas Department of Agriculture said the steers' throats were a dead giveaway.
That indicates they were going to butcher them and resell the meat.
Bazar believes there's a very active black market for meat.
It's being stolen, and it's being delivered in some form or fashion under the radar.
While cattle theft is an issue across the state, Miller doesn't think black market meat is.
How do you market stolen beef that's been processed? That's I don't know any restaurant that would want to take a chance of making their customers sick.
And he suggests small changes to stay safe.
Don't feed them in the corrals right by the county road or the public highway. Some of the wiser cattlemen use sirens. You can buy a cattle siren that sounds quite different than anything else.
Constable Bazar says to reach out to him with any details that could be helpful. And as always, if you witness something occurring, call 911. In Florence, Sydney Walker, 6 News.
Continuing coverage, the investigation into the suspended Fort Hood OBGYN Major Blaine McGraw continues. McGraw is still an inmate of the U.S. Army at the Bell County Jail. National Trial Law sent a letter to Texas Representatives Roger Williams and John Carter, along with Senators Ted Cruz and John Cornyn, urging them to request a Department of Defense Inspector General investigation. Attorney Jamal Al-Safar with National Trial Law now represents more than a dozen alleged victims from both Fort Hood and Hawaii. He says it's critical the investigation is independent, not conducted by the Army itself.
We need to flip it from avoiding responsibility and blaming the victim and instead protecting the military women in our armed services.
This comes as Hawaii's congressional delegation also demanded answers, sending their own letter to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and the DoD. The DoD Inspector General's office told 6 News it's received the Hawaii letter and is reviewing it. In a statement to 6 News, the Pentagon says it will respond directly to Congress. A new era of Baylor athletics has officially begun. The Baylor Bears welcomed Doug McNamee Monday afternoon as their new athletic director. He is a 2-time Baylor grad returning to lead the Bears' athletic department. He spent nearly a decade at Baylor overseeing fundraising, marketing, and playing a key role in the opening of McLean Stadium before leaving in 2018. Since then, he's led national brands, serving as president of Magnolia, based out of Waco, and most recently, president of Field and Stream, to grow their media and retail platforms. McNamee says coming back to his alma mater is special and has been overwhelming with emotion for the opportunity.
It's too good of a dream to be true, and it's an honor of a lifetime. And I can just tell you that when I left Baylor 7 years ago, I'd say kind of the objective for me, professional journey, was always to get to this job. The objective for me today isn't to get this job. The objective is to be successful and to deliver the athletic department that the president and the Board of Regents has asked us to deliver. And I will give every ounce of energy to doing exactly that.
Baylor said during a press conference Monday that they are excited to have somebody at the helm who is familiar with the program history. They are hoping that McNamee's hiring will help give them a new mindset and help focus on acquiring NIL deals. Those are your headlines from Central Texas.